Okay, go ahead and get started in Shavasana,
Is that laying down?
laying down with your head facing the front of the room. And take up as much space as you'd like on your mat. Let the breath be organic, effortless. And just arrive here, letting the outside world stay outside of the space. And the thinking mind to wander, to drift away. Allow your presence to be here. Turning the gaze inward towards our sensations that we may be feeling. To our deeper wisdom within. Today we begin a new series, the Subtle Body series, and I'll be pulling cards from an oracle deck each week, the Subtle Body Oracle deck. This week we are focusing on our Sixth Auric Field, which is our intuition, our insight, the space of the place between our brows, our third eye chakra, beginning to check in with our wisdom within, our perception beyond the physical realm. Throughout practice this week, today and Thursday, we'll be working with some imagery around the future. So, bringing to mind a current situation, anything that you are looking to move towards in the future. This can be in your relationship, your career, your spiritual path, just some situation, whatever comes up first when you think of that. And thinking about what it would look like if this situation was completely resolved, if it had come to fruition. What does that picture look like? And draw your awareness to that space between your brows, your mind's eye, really bringing that to life. And thinking about a violet light, a path from this present moment to that future outcome. And that path leading from here to the future. What would be the next action that you would take, the next step on that path? Thinking about forming an intention for today's practice or for your week around this. What would be the next step you would take? And throughout our practice, really focusing on this vision of this future manifestation, this future goal, and the path forward. Take a moment here to just really let that sink in. And when you're ready, meeting me in child's pose. Bringing your blanket to the mat for some support in your knees. Bring the knees as wide as you would like. The wider your knees go, big toes together, the more intensity you will feel in this posture. So sinking the hips down, walking the hands out, and letting our body come towards the earth, forehead towards the earth. And as you ground here, just think about the root, your base of your spine, grounding into the earth, melting towards the earth, really connecting with this present moment. Our third eye in contact with the earth. Think about clearing out the space, releasing any dense energies that may be stored here. Gaze comes towards your hands, towards the front of the mat, and we'll move into Sphinx. So coming to the belly, bringing the legs out long, our elbows stacked under our shoulders, forearms pressed into the earth. Let the hips settle here. Rest. Opening our heart to this next step, to all of the possibilities on this path. And close your eyes here if it feels safe to do so. Just focusing on that space between the brows. You can let your head hang heavy here, or bring your head to rest on a block, finding some support. Focusing on this space between your brows with the intention of seeking clarity. Clarity in your inner sight. Clarity in this next step. Maybe you weren't sure what that would be. Asking yourself deep within for clarity. Releasing any props, setting them to the side, lowering all the way down, bringing your forearms to the top of the mat and resting your forehead. Move into thread the needle, bringing the left hand out, pressing into the earth, reaching that right arm through, resting your head on a block or on the earth, resting your weight into that right shoulder. Thinking here about that opening in the right shoulder, and the space, releasing, and this openness giving us an opportunity for new perspectives. being open to new perspectives. Left hand under the left shoulder, press into the earth, unwinding slowly, coming back through center and pausing just a couple rounds of breath here before we move to the opposite side. Right arm reaches out, palm presses into the earth, reaching that left arm through, resting on the left shoulder, using props as needed. Notice anywhere in your body where you are holding tension, maybe in the hips or the glutes. See if you can let your body rest here. Breathe into that space, the release in the left shoulder. Right hand under the right shoulder. Press into the earth, unwinding, pausing at center. Hands plant under the shoulders, pressing back. We'll come to a seated position. Bringing the legs out in a V shape for a wide leg forward fold. Toes flex towards the body. Sit bones in contact with the earth here, so maybe moving some fleshy parts out of the way so we feel nice and rooted. Starting with our spine long here, shoulders down away from the ears. Really focusing on releasing tension here in our hips, in our spine. Lengthening the spine on the inhale, reaching the crown, walking the hands out wherever you find resistance, maybe from tight hamstrings or maybe our bellies. And just letting your spine round and your head hang heavy. Or come to blocks. Use your props here to rest your forehead. You may want to just stay up here. Wherever you're at today is where you are. Just think about any of the sensations that you're feeling, maybe in your back of your legs and your hamstrings, maybe in the neck and shoulders, in the back, and just allowing those areas to soften a little more with each breath. Walk the hands back, slowly coming up one vertebrae at a time. Bringing the head up last. We'll draw the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. You can place your blocks underneath your thighs for support if you'd like. Finding length in your spine here. Focusing on the breath traveling from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. Your intention here for this pose is to release resistance. Whatever's coming up for you, it feels like restriction. If you think about this next step that you're moving towards, about releasing that resistance to moving forward to this next action. You can remain in the upright position here, lengthening the spine, or coming forward and bowing the head. Choose the option that's right for you in this moment. Release breath. Come to laying on your back on your mat. Knees bent, feet hip distance apart. Just windshield wiper the knees back and forth slowly. And draw them in towards the chest, grabbing on wherever you can, on the shins or the back of the thighs, just rocking back and forth. A little love to our lower back, to our sacrum. And dropping the feet back down to the mat, pressing through the soles of the feet, lift the hips and shift them to the right. Just slightly. Let your knees fall to the left, facing a block between the thighs maybe, or the ankles, or both. Your arms out to a T, gaze comes over the right fingertips. Really connecting here with our solar plexus, with our core, the center of our being, this place where we find strength. Looking inward for the strength to move forward on this path. Releasing any obstacles here. Thinking about letting go, what we need to let go of to move forward. Inhale, drawing the knees back up through center, slowly unwinding. Pulling the knees in towards the chest, giving them a little squeeze. And moving to the opposite side. Soles of the feet press into the mat. Hips shift to the left. Knees fall to the right. Placing props wherever you need. Arms come out to a T. And gaze comes over the left fingertips. Just breathing into this space of release, letting go. Inhale, drawing the knees through center, releasing props, maybe bringing the legs out long. A big stretch here, reaching all the way from your fingertips to your toes. We'll move into supported fish. So finding your blocks or your bolster, and placing your blocks at the top of your mat, one underneath where your shoulders will be, between your shoulders, and then another at the top to support your head. You can have the knees bent here, or the legs can come out long once you find where you want to be. Just placing that block between the shoulders. The head can also lay heavy here, drawing towards the earth. Making any adjustments and finding the stillness. You can bring the soles of the feet together here is another option. Or keeping the knees bent, or legs out long. Find the variation that feels the best to you. Arms at your sides, open to a T here. Really opening the heart center here to all of the possibilities, all of the ways to journey along this violet path. Breathing into the heart center, welcoming this journey. In whatever way is intuitive to you, releasing the props. And laying all the way down, finding Shavasana, a restful posture. Bringing the legs out long, or maybe supported underneath with a block or the bolster. Begin to let go. Let go of any judgments, any thoughts of expectations, worries about how your practice went, worries about what is to come. Just allow yourself to be here, resting and integrating the work that you've done. As you close your practice, carrying with you the clarity and wisdom gained from cultivating your intuition and your insight. Trusting that this next action will resonate with your destiny. And deepen the breath. Begin to come back into the space, into the body, into the physical realm. Softly awakening. And whenever you're ready, making your way to a seated position facing the front of the room. Placing our hands over our heart center and closing our eyes in gratitude for carving out this space and this time to connect with your intuition, your inner guidance, to seek insight, and to be present here in this moment. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice of our Sixth Auric Field in our Subtle Body series, working to discover our inner truth. It is my greatest wish that you carry the benefit of this practice with you throughout the rest of your evening, your week, and beyond. Satnam, may you align with your favorite version of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.